I mean, at the end of the day, bro, it's really just action. So why don't we just go ahead and get right into it?
Welcome to the Just Action Podcast, where all we do is take action. I am the one, the only AJ Holiday, also known as Yeah Boy, also known as Holiday Season, and I know that you're here for a reason. So let's not waste your time. Pillar 4, Sacred Systems. If you've been rocking with the gang for the past week and a half, about to be 2 weeks, going strong, you know that we've talked about 3 other pillars before this. Pillar 1, faith in the journey. Pillar 2, clarity through action. Pillar 3, radical self-honesty. And now we're at Pillar 4, sacred systems. We've been rocking and rolling. These are the 5 core pillars of how to take action. Because at the end of the day, it's just action. So hopefully you get some value out of this. We're going to go over Pillar 4. If you're new to the channel, if you're new to the pod, and you don't know how we do things, let me break it down real quick. We're going to start with the what, the why, and the how. I almost messed that up. The what, the why, and the how. Because better questions get you better answers. Simple as that. What is sacred systems? Of course, everybody's asking, well, what? I mean, you got all these fancy sayings, all these proverbs that you're kicking out. What is it? Don't worry. We'll get over it. Sacred systems. You'll have a what? You'll understand what this is by the end. Not even the end. By like a couple minutes into this podcast. You'll know what it is. Why? Why do I need to know what sacred systems are? Why do I need to apply this into my life? Why, AJ? Why do I need sacred systems? Don't worry about the middle of this. Maybe more so towards the end. We'll start wrapping things up. You'll know the why. As to why you need sacred systems. And the how. Okay, you told me what it is. I get it now. I understand it a little bit. I can grasp the concept. I know why, because you said it right after. I know why I need to do it. But how? I'll listen to these podcasts. I'll watch all these videos. I get all the motivation. And I still don't know how. Well, guess what? Here at the Just Action Podcast, we're going to find a way to let you know how. Because if you don't know how to do it, what's the point of me talking about it? What's the point of you trying to get results? What's the point of you being here if you can't get the how? So, if you're new, you're returning. Now, if you don't know, now you know. Let's get right into it. Sacred systems. What is a sacred system? Plain as I can put it, it's an alignment of what your plans are with your actions. A lot of people say, hey, I want to do this. I want to be X kind of person. They have the plan, but they don't align it with their actions. And this is where a sacred system comes into place. Because if you're able to say, you know what, I want to be this person. I want to be the person that's going to be talking to you through the camera and all the people follow me and I do all these things. Now I got the plan. Everybody's got the plan. But once you start aligning it with your actions, you got yourself a system. Because guess what? Not only do you have to do it one time, you got to wake up and do it again and again and again. And I think that's where people start getting lost because, yeah, we got the plan for day 1, but what does it look like day 7? What does it look like day 28? What does it look like day 365? We start getting lost after a while because we don't plan for it to get to where we want it to be. Yeah, we got the idea for the beginning. Yeah, we want and we see the reward, but we don't see the responsibility that comes from that. And that's where a sacred system comes into place. Because, of course, everybody sees the reward. Everybody sees what it is that they want out of the thing. But they don't see what it takes to get it. They don't see what the responsibility is placed on you once you start saying, hey, I'm going to do this thing. Everybody says it, but nobody really realizes, yo, it might be some late nights. Yo, it might be some isolation. Yo, it might be I'm a lone wolf for a while. It might be a little bit of doubt. It might be a little bit of can I really do this? There's all these things that creep into what it is that is placed upon the reward, not knowing, hey, if you put a system in place to handle the responsibilities, it becomes so much easier. If you put a system in place to say, this is how I combat everything that's going on, all the hurdles and obstacles, that system gets you to, like, so much easier, gets you to where you're trying to go, gets you to your destination so much faster. And you're going to enjoy the journey because you know what you're doing day in and day out. You know what it takes. It's no longer I get up and I say, I'm going to try this out. And if it don't work, okay, tomorrow I'm going to try this. Okay, if it don't work, I get up and try this. You ain't got to just throw shotgun shells. You don't have to spray it out. You get yourself a system. You get yourself a plan of action. And you align it and you do it every single day. They say success is boring. Because guess what? You're doing the same thing every single day. Talk to somebody who's in shape, who got that dream body. When you start out, what do you got to do? Eat the same foods. Some rice, some chicken, maybe some beef, some eggs. You know what I'm saying? Trying to cut, okay. Cut out the bread, fruit. Okay, what you do the next week? Oh, I did the same thing. I ate chicken, beef, rice. Like, it's repetitive. It's the same thing over and over and over again. And if you're able to fall in love with the process of saying, you know what? I'll do the same thing over and over. I'll apply some discipline into my life so then I can have some freedom. Congratulations. You've made it to the next level. So now you understand what sacred systems are. You got a little concept. It's aligning your plans with your actions. Simple. Why? Why apply sacred systems? Well, let's talk about this. Have you ever had something going one way and you said, I'm going to do it, and then your emotions got involved and you didn't do it? Prime example, January 1st comes around. Man, I got all these goals. I got these New Year's resolutions. I'm going to get in the gym. I'm going to read 10 pages a day. I'm going to do, you name it. You had the plan. Then emotion got involved. The day didn't go as you thought it would. Now your schedule all messed up. Now you're on backtrack. Now you can't even do it at the time that you set in to do it. Now your emotions, man, I'm stressed. Oh, I can't do it. Next thing you know, the day gone. You ain't do it. I ain't do it today. I'll do it tomorrow. Then the next day goes. Now you don't miss 2 days. Then the next day. Next thing you know, you're saying, it wasn't really for me. I wasn't really trying to do it for real. That one, I was just joking. I was just joking. Emotions get involved. Obstacles come into play. When you have a sacred system, you negate all of the emotions. You take them out. Boom, move them to the side. Because no matter how I'm feeling in the moment, I set some time aside to make a system while I was clear-headed, while I knew what it was that I was trying to do. I've laid out a blueprint of what it takes for where I'm at to where I'm trying to go. I got the plan. I know if I do this and I get up and I do this and I do this for a set amount of time, boom, at some point in time, I should get the reward, right? I'm willing to accept the responsibility. Boom, let's do it. When you wake up and those emotions start kicking in and you don't want to get out the bed and you don't want to do the thing that you said you was going to do when you felt it, when you felt the energy to say, I know this is for me. When you don't have that raw emotion no more, when you don't have that motivation, what keeps you going? The system. What keeps you on track? The system. Because guess what? You laid out the blueprint. You set it up for when this time comes because you knew the time was coming. You knew you wasn't going to want to do it 2 weeks in. Guess what? The system is in place to keep you going. The system is going to make sure that you say, you know what? Hey, Wednesdays or Thursdays, I record. I don't care what's going on that day. I don't care what's happening. I don't care if I got home late. I don't care if, oh man, I had to do a little something extra. I had to run to the store and now I can't do it at the time I said I want to do it. No. Thursdays come. We hit that camera and we record. Because I know that even in this small little instance right here, this small happenstance, I might miss the day, but I'm missing the big picture now. If I miss today, I'm missing the big picture of who I want to be. Regardless of what's happening around, I can't control that, but I can control sitting down for 25 minutes and giving a little game. Because I have a system in place. I know where I'm trying to go. Another why, you have to start knowing. We jumping ahead to the how, but you know what I'm saying? You have to start knowing there's a foundation set upon you to know this is what I need to do. This is what's required for me to get to the destination. For me to get to Z and I'm at A, I have this plan, but I know exactly what I need to do. Will there be wrinkles? Will I have to audible sometimes and motion one over? Yes. Yes. But overall, I know the game plan. Overall, I know, hey, I need to run the ball. I'm giving a whole bunch of analogies and stuff like that. But I need to do this on Monday. I know I need to do this on Monday. Go ahead and just get my mind right on Saturday. Because I know Sunday I'm going to be doing stuff. I'm probably sitting down. My mind ain't thinking about it. So Saturday, I need to lock in for Monday. Okay. Tuesday, I might have a little break. Wednesday, I know I need to get in the gym. I know I need to do this. I know because I set out the foundation. I know exactly what it is I need to do to get to where I'm trying to get to. And the moment you get clear on where you're trying to go, the moment you get clear on what it is that you're trying to accomplish in life, congratulations. You made it to the next level. Why do you have to be so clear on these things? Entropy. Did a video on it. So on Instagram, if you want to see the condensed 1-minute version of what entropy is. Entropy is the lack of predictability or order. Unfortunately, for us in life, entropy is real. Entropy is the, not foundation, but entropy is the entry level to success. Entropy is where everybody starts off on because there's a lack of order and predictability in life. Every time you think you know what's going on, guess what? Life throws a wrinkle, and now you got to figure it out. This is why success is intentional. This is why you have to have a sacred system. Because if entropy is real and we know that nothing can be mapped out for us, nothing is just handed to us, rolled out on the big carpet. Ain't nothing for free. You going to have to figure it out one way or another. We understand this. We got the grasp and the definition of entropy. Why would you think that you don't have to be intentional about what it is that you're trying to accomplish in life? Why would you think that you don't have to have a plan of action put in place for you to get from where you are to where you're trying to be if you know that life has no order and no predictability? You just think you're going to wake up and each day, new day. Oh, I'm just going to do this. And then it's just going to get me to where I'm trying to go. I don't even know if it works out. I'm just going to try it. You asking for the failure. You're not even getting a lesson out of it. The least you could do is get the lesson. If you're going to lose, get the lesson. You're just failing. Not getting no feedback. Not getting nothing in return from, okay, if I'm intentional about where I'm at, if I'm intentional on what I'm trying to do, I know entropy's coming. I know that something's going to happen that is wrong. If I know this, and then I fail here, I fail. Wouldn't it be smart of me to start looking at the results? Wouldn't it be ideal if I start saying, okay, I had a system in place. I know that I was trying to record. Maybe I didn't get to it today. Why? What? Why? Why? Why did I not get to it? What was it that I could change in my life to make sure that the next time I have to get up here and hit this record button, the next time that I have to get up and go to the gym, the next time I have to do the things I said I was going to do, I do it this time. You got to start having a blueprint. You got to start having a plan. And we've jumped from the why to the how. So normally I'm a little bit more, by the book. I try to run a strict program over here, but entropy. It's not predictable. So we'll just jump into the how. You got a couple of whys. You take the emotions out. Entropy is real. I'll give you one bonus one for the why. It is simpler. I'm not going to say easier. Maybe you can say easier. I'm trying to find the right words to use. Definitely simpler. Simpler and easier to scale once you have a system. If you could do the small thing, the 1%, day in and day out, and the results might seem minimal. You might not be able to see the proof in the pudding, but you getting up and you going to the gym. You going and doing the content every single day. You starting to build this compound interest, things that we've talked about in previous pillars, underlying principles. They transferable. You start building this foundation, this build up of, hey, okay, I'm starting to see something, starting to blow a little bit. It's not the big increase, but next thing you know, once it takes off, it's easier to scale because you've set the foundation of what it is that you're trying to do. You've set the foundation of, hey, 10 o'clock, I go to bed. Because I know I'm waking up at 4:50 to do whatever I need to do in the morning, whether that's go to the gym, whether that's have some active recovery, whether that's read a book. 10 o'clock, I'm in bed. And for that first week, that first 2 weeks, maybe even that first month, it's the hardest thing you've ever done in life. Because guess what? You changing the system. You don't have a system that was so unpredictable, you couldn't get on track, can't get right. But now you starting to stick to a program. You starting to have a system in place. 10 o'clock, I'm in bed. Because why? 4:50 rolls around and I'm up. I'd rather make sure I got enough sleep rather than me just off the whim. Now I'm grumpy all day. Now I ain't got the energy to be productive. You start building that foundation. If you're disciplined enough to stick through it, let's just say 3 months, you stick through it for a quarter. You know how easier it is to start adding things on that next quarter because you've built the foundation? You know how easier it is for you to scale? Because you've said, you know what? For 90 days, I'm gonna build this habit. I'm going to set this system in place and I'm just going to work the plan. Now, they call it habit stacking. James Clear, Atomic Habits. Now I've got this habit down. I've got this system in place. I can put one on top and I can just start adding. Add one more skill set for the next 90 days. Then add another one for the next 90 days. If you start looking at it in a 12-week year, I wish I knew that author's name. Another book, 12-week year. You start looking at quarters as years. So these you wrapping up these 90 days, we got 2 more months left for Q4. You look at it as a year. You start really saying, hey, a week is a month. A day is a week. You start condensing that time. There's so much for you to accomplish. There's so much for you to get done. So much for you to scale by building the foundation. You got a lot of whys, you got a lot of hows. Let's get 2 more. Let's get 2 more hows. And then I'll get you up out of here. Because, I can rant, I can yap, but I'm trying to get you in, get you out. Get you in here, I get you out of here. Okay? So, we got one how. How do we start making this applicable? We got plenty of hows actually, but to clarify, you got one to get clear on what it is that you want to do. You should be able to see this no matter what you're doing. If somebody was to say, "Hey, what's your goal for the next 90 days?" Man, I already know. Hey, I'm building out this podcast where I record 2 days a week, posting those. I'm building out a Patreon where that comes out with the same audio release date. Got a YouTube that I'm trying to build on the same thing. Like, you know what it is that you're doing. You're very intentional. You're very clear. This is what I do on Monday through Friday. Shoot, Saturday for real. Sunday, I take a day off, rinse and repeat. Topic changes, but not the system. The system stays in place. You're very intentional. You're very clear on what it is the plan is and how you take actionable steps towards getting to the end. Number 2, you follow the plan. Trust me, easier said than done. I know, because if it was easy, everybody would do it. If it was as simple as follow the plan, everybody would be what it is that they want to be. But you have to find something inside you. You have to see this is what I've been telling myself. You got to see the bigger picture, because you'll get so lost in the details. You'll get so caught up in the perfectionism of, I got to do this right. I got to do this right. I got to do this right. If you were to just take a step back and look at the big picture of it all, the why you're doing this. Sometimes I think we forget what the why is. Sometimes I get lost in just, I need to do this exactly how I said it was going to do it. And if I can't do it, it's not going to work. No, just get to the bigger picture. The bigger picture is, I want to have a huge podcast where I'm able to give the game that I wasn't given, where I'm able to help somebody take the action that I wish I took at 20, 19, 18. Shoot, the action that I hope I take when I'm 30, 31, 32. The bigger picture will keep you locked in on the plan. The bigger picture of understanding, hey, I can't miss this one because I know what the big picture is. It ain't about the perfectionism of, hey, this got to be by the book. Yeah, the program's strict, but not that strict. Damn. Find a way to look at the bigger picture. The moment you're able to sit back and see what the bigger picture is and not get caught up in the minutia of each and every day, because guess what? There's so much going on in life that you can't get lost in the sauce. You can't get lost in, oh man, I'm doing this and now I got to do this. Now the mind is on its own. You're not controlling the mind. Next thing you know, the whole day gone. You don't even know what you did with it. You ain't do nothing that you said you was going to do. Take a step back. Take a look at the bigger picture. And that's how you follow the plan. That's how you start getting on track with something. Got about a minute left, so let's wrap it up and make it a quick one with the last one. So you got get clear on what you want to do. You got following the plan and how to do that by taking a step back, look at the bigger picture, understanding the why of everything. And finally, you have to start tracking these things. There's no way that you're not anybody successful. Just got there off of sheer, I do it. And when I get there, if it works, it works. And if not, it doesn't. Shoot. No. The successful people, the people that start really getting to those upper echelon of places that people say they want to get to. We've got the plan. What is the action behind it for that system? They start tracking. Like, put the ego aside and really start tracking. Hey, this is what I did today. You start looking at professional athletes. The reason they able to get paid these big lump sums types of monies, the monions, is because they are scrutinized, But two, their stats are on a big stage. That agent can't go in there and start negotiating for you if you ain't putting up the numbers. How we know we can pay you? Bro, we're tracking every single thing you do. We're tracking your production. Why wouldn't the same be with you with your business? Why wouldn't the same be with you with your content? Why wouldn't you start tracking what you're doing? If you want the big success, like the big athletes, like the big entertainers, like the big business moguls. We track them. Big business owners have an IPO where we looking at, what is your market share? What are you doing to improve your company? Each and every day. You got to start building you incorporated. You got to start looking at, hey, what did I do Monday? End of the day. Okay, Monday I did this. I did this. This is what I was trying to do to build my brand, build me. Okay. How do I plan to improve for Tuesday? What can I do differently than what I did on Monday to make sure that doesn't happen again Tuesday? I get better Tuesday. Then Wednesday. Matter of fact, then you start doing that compound interest. Then it becomes easier for you to scale by the time you're doing it for a year, for 2 years, for 5 years. But you got to start tracking day one. Then you got to get to day 2. Track your life. Start tracking what goes right. Start tracking what goes wrong. And then just build upon that. Start stacking. I promise you start putting some systems in place. Don't live life on a whim. There has to be some improvement. Otherwise, I ain't gonna say you're doing it wrong, but there's something you got to take a look at. Because if you telling me you wake up every day, you put a system in place, and I do it every single day, and then I track it, and I say, okay, did this right, did this wrong. Tomorrow, did this right, did this wrong. Next month, hey, I see the improvement here. I'm gonna keep building here, and I do that for 3 months, and I don't see no improvement. Like, what are we talking about? Come on, y'all. So I'm gonna leave you with that there. You got the what of what a sacred system is. You got a why. Make sure you understand the why. The why keeps you going. You can have the what, you can have the how. That why is going to keep you going. And you got the how at the end. So, we're getting close to the end of the 5 pillars. We're doing great, man. We just finished pillar 4. Next week, Tuesday. Next week's Tuesday. For audios and visuals on Patreon. We'll go over the last pillar. What you could call the most important pillar. One of the most important pillars. Make sure you stay tuned for that one, because that's going to be important. That's going to wrap this whole thing up. If you miss it, don't worry, because Friday we're going to do an overview of all 5 pillars. Put it all together. Why we have this foundation? What does this foundation mean? When you put pillar 1 all the way to pillar 5, you put them together. How do we apply them to take action? We're going to wrap it up with a big overview. Then we starting to get in. That's how you know it's time for me to wrap it up. Then we will get into we'll delve into some topics. I have a plan set out. I don't want to call it a university, but I got some stuff lined up that's going to keep us rocking through the rest of this quarter and beyond. We got a whole bunch of stuff lined up. So it's going to be great. It's going to be amazing. I appreciate everybody that's tuned in. If you made it this far, man, love you. Really do. 29 minutes, kicked it with the boy. Can't ask for much less, much more. See, still working on my words. You don't have to be perfect, is what I'm trying to say. Look at me. I ain't the greatest, but I'm getting better. Best believe that. All right, let me get out of here, man. I gotta find an outro. If you make it to the end and you think you got some outro, let's work on it. Drop it in the Patreon. Let's talk it out, because I don't have one. I got an intro, got the meat and potatoes of how I want to break that down, but how I get out of here, it's a mystery in and of itself. But I'll see you when I see you, and as always, it's good to see you. Good to be seen.